My name is Sharon Woodridge, and I'm the principal of Davis Family School. I started here in 2007 to 2011, and then I was reassigned here in July of 2014. I think that the students make the school. It was built in 1925. It's an old building, but it's clean, it's warm, it's friendly, and I think it's a great place for students to learn. Our students have very unique ethnic backgrounds. We are blessed to have students that are African American, students that are Latino, as well as a large Asian population here. You have the students who everyone's given up on. They see no good in them. Those are the ones I have a tendency to embrace, spend time with, get to know, to find out what it is that they need to be successful. I feel that when I can share my story with them, when I can share other students' stories with them, the impossible then becomes possible for them. And so that disposable child that people think there's no good and no value in, those are the ones I love the most. I'm a Philly girl. So I was born and raised in Philadelphia, and I went through the public system there. I attended Abraham Lincoln High School. And at that time, it was a predominantly Caucasian school, and I really didn't like school that much at that time. I didn't see the principal unless I was in trouble, and I tried not to get in trouble, but it was what it was. So that's where I attended school in Philadelphia. While I was there, I had an interesting experience. There was a woman whose name was Betty Few. She was a home economics teacher there. And one day we were having a conversation, and she said to me, "Where are you going after you leave here?" I said, "I have no clue." And she said, "Are you going to college?" And I said, "I never thought about it." She said, "I think you should go to college. You have the skill set, you have the abilities. I would love for you to follow in my footsteps and become a home economics teacher. And I recommend that you go to Cheney State College. It'll be a totally different experience for you. You've been in a school that's predominantly all white all of your life, and you need to have that other experience because Cheney is predominantly an African American college." So that's what I did. I applied, and my parents worked hard to get the money so that I could go. And I majored in home economics, now known as family and consumer sciences. So I was there for 3 years. Had a great 3 years. Probably had a little bit too much fun. I got pregnant in my senior year, and it didn't look like I was going to be able to graduate. But again, someone was watching out for me, and a professor by the name of Dorcas Carter said, "You've come too far, you've worked too hard, and you're going to finish school." So she had a meeting with the president of the college and arranged for me to do an independent study to finish my coursework, and I actually took my son with me to school, and I finished because of her. So that taught me a little bit about perseverance. I did what I had to do as a single parent to take care of my child, and I ended up in the wonderful city of Camden in 1989 as a home economics teacher at Hatch Middle School. So that was a job that I loved and enjoyed for 11 years. But while I was doing that job, I kept asking myself, why did the principal just make that decision that they made? Just really seemed crazy to me. And so I would have conversations with the principal, and she said, "If you want to know why we do what we do, then maybe you should pursue administration." She said, "You're great at what you do, but you could do more." And so I was at the point where I was going to be appointed as an administrative assistant when the state said, "Nope, you have to have paperwork in order to do that." And so at that time, the principal, who was Jan Gillespie, said to me, "Go back to school and get your paperwork. You can't be in the game if you don't know how to play. You have to be prepared." And so I went to Temple University, where I received my master's in educational administration, and then I followed up back at Cheney to get my principal's cert and my supervisory's paperwork. And so while I was at Hatch, I had something happen to me, somewhat traumatic, and I was very upset. And so I filled out an application to become a vice principal. I filled the application out in October. I interviewed in November, and Dr. Eileen Rock selected me to be her VP at Bonsall Family School, which was my first administrative experience. I was scared to death, didn't know what. I remember asking Dr. Rock, I said, it was my first day as a VP, and I said, Dr. Rock, I said, well, what do I do? And she laughed and she said, just stand here for about 5 minutes and it'll come to you. And I stood in the office ready to do my job. And a parent walked in and said, could I see somebody? I need help. And so you just learn as you go. You make mistakes. You get better at what you do. Just having had experiences, like 8 years at Camden High prepares you for anything and everything. And so I met some great kids along the way that I'm proud to say I was their principal or their vice principal or their teacher. And I try as an administrator, having been what I've been through, is to reach back and help as many people as I can, to recognize that no matter where you are on your journey, no matter what obstacles you face, you can overcome them and live your dream. I think I'm in a unique situation because I've been doing it so long. I now have the children of the children that I initially met back in 1989, and I'm able to see their growth and their development. And when someone says, oh, I joined that sorority because I watched you and that was your sorority and I wanted to be in the same sorority you're in, or you're an administrator and I want you to know I'm going to school because I want to do what you did. I want to follow in your footsteps. I said, do more, be bigger, be better than I did. If I'm a principal, you could be a superintendent, you know, do whatever it is you want to do. Don't let anything stop you from your dreams, that you have the ability, that you have the knowledge, that you have the skill set. And if you don't, there are people there that will help you and lend you a helping hand along the way. And don't forget to reach back for someone else once you've made it. Well, I have a lot of projects and ideas that I want to implement as well as expound on. We have a beautiful facility called the Kroc Center, and my vision, my goal is that each child that I have takes swimming lessons there. I think every child should know how to swim. I think every child should have a second language and be able to communicate and write in a second language. You need that in order to compete in the society. I also think that for me, our kids don't get enough exposure to the arts. They need to go to museums. They need to spend time at plays. A lot of times I want to do these things with them, but sometimes it's difficult to get them out to the level that I think they should be exposed to. I always ask my students, what's that blue bridge down the street? What's the name of that bridge and where does it take you to? And you'd be amazed at the number of students who don't know. And so I'd like them to have opportunities that I think otherwise they would not have. I'm shy. People think because I'm in the position that I'm in that I'm always straight-laced and pretty serious, but I don't think people know that I really want a tattoo and that I'd like to have a couple body piercings. I don't think my students and staff would ever suspect that that's on my bucket list. This has been a wonderful journey for me. This is year 25, and I'm not tired yet. And I'm glad to have been afforded the opportunity to get to live vicariously through the kids who had the blessings and the privilege to attend a Camden High, to attend a Davis Family School, because I didn't have that. And so I try to instill in them what a blessing it is to be where they are, and that it's a wonderful opportunity for them. And so I'm blessed.